What's going on, gang? So I wanted to show you guys real quick another method that I'm using to water our garden, right? Once again, we're dealing with high temps up here. We haven't had nowhere near the amount of the heat that we had last year, which I'm grateful for. But I absolutely want to always plan for worst case scenarios, right? So you see me do the self-wicking buckets. You guys have seen me do the 5 gallon slow drip buckets. And now I'm experimenting with some PVC sprinklers. All right, so let me show you what I'm talking about. Get a better shot. So we dug out this area. We put 7 rows from here across, and we're working on the 8th one, right? 8th and 9th right there, right? But we have 7 rows, right? To water this amount of vegetation takes a long time, right? And we are on outside watering restrictions, right? We can only water once every 3 days. Every other day, excuse me. So our schedule is Monday, Wednesday, Saturday, right? Monday, Wednesday, Saturday, and we can only do it for roughly an hour and a half, right? We try to keep everything under an hour. So this system helps us to keep it under an hour, because now instead of having to stop and water each plant, right? Now I can water all these plants in one shot. So I have 2 systems set up. I have a system here for these first 3 rows, right? And I have a system here for these next 3 rows. These 2 rows back here are obviously I'm gonna have to build another system for that, another couple lines of that, but and that's it, right? It's pretty simple. And let me explain to you what I did. So if you're gonna use this system, it's all gonna be dependent upon the size of your garden and what you need, right? So I knew we had these plots, these lines. These lines are roughly 12, 13 feet long, right? So the PVC, and this is schedule 40 PVC, so this is the I would say the cheap stuff, but ain't nothing cheap nowadays, right? But this costs about $6 per 10-foot pipe, right? So each one of these rows is about somewhere between 11 and 13 feet long. Okay, so all I did was I bought enough pipe for 10 feet of each row, and then I bought 2 additional pipes for just to finish off each row, and also to help cover the connection points between the lines, right? Easy, right? So it's going to be up to you to figure out how much of this you're going to need. But it's really simple because like I said, they come in 10-foot pieces. All right, so I did that, knowing that each piece wasn't going to be long enough. I bought these are called connectors, right? And I'll make sure I put each one I'll put a list in the description box, and try to put the item and the price somewhere on the screen. But these are connectors. So I bought, these are like 78 cents a piece. So I bought maybe 10 to 15 of those, because I knew I was going to have to connect each pipe. This here is called a cap, right? This is called a cap. This is just to cap off the end of the pipe, so that obviously you don't have water coming out this end. Okay, I bought about maybe 10 or 15 of these because I knew I was gonna have to do this, right? And I bought so many so that I wouldn't have to go back to the store. The next piece I bought is called an elbow, for obvious reasons, right? So this is the end. It runs from there to here, and then it shoots that way, right? So I bought it's a square, so you need 4 elbows, all right? You're also gonna need some T's, right? This is what you call a T. It allows for 2 connections on each end, and then 1 down the middle. And hopefully everything is making sense to you guys, right? And then last but not least, these pieces here. So this, I don't know what these pieces are called. I just use my deductive reasoning in the store to figure out what I needed to buy. But this is another elbow, but instead of it just being a two-way elbow, it's actually got a third leg that comes up. And from here, I connected another pipe with a, and this pipe here, all this pipe around in the sprinkler system is actually half-inch piping, right? Half-inch PVC. This here is 3/4 inch because I wanted to be able to screw my water hose into here and be able to feed it that way, right? So this is also a half-inch pipe. No, is it? Nope, this is the 3/4 inch. So this is just an adapter. There we go. Okay, so this is an adapter to turn this pipe from 3/4 inch down to half-inch so that I can get it into this elbow. And then all this above here is 3/4 inch because, like I said, I wanted to be able to plug the holes in here, cut it on, and walk away, right? And that, now, because of that, that's what I can do, right? So I can unscrew this, and I can actually feed, I think I could actually feed the hose right into this, right? And I have this system set up here and over there. And the reason why I have two systems instead of one hose system, I did have it as one hose square. But what happens is, because it's low pressure, it's a low pressure system. So the far end over here wasn't getting water. Neither was this stuff here, because there wasn't enough pressure, I guess. So I made it into two separate systems to make it to where there's enough pressure to go throughout the entire system so that everything gets watered evenly, if that makes sense. All right, so now I have that system there and I have this system here. So whenever this one is done watering, I just turn it off the water, screw in over there, and run it again for about 5 or 10 minutes. So hopefully all that made sense. Hopefully it all made sense. I will do, I guess, a more comprehensive video to show you guys how I put everything together, how I cut the pieces, how everything, the pieces that I bought and why. Well, I guess go into a little bit more detail. It's not a lot of detail. It's really simple. I'm not the most mechanically inclined person. So if I can sit in the store, I literally sat in the aisle and looked at the rack with the pieces in my hand and went through it in my head like, okay, this is what I'm trying to do. What do I need? I need something to connect this to this. And then I would find it, and then I would, okay, and I just built it out right there in the store in my hand. And then I went to the garden supply, found a water hose, and made sure the pieces fit on the water hose like I wanted them. If I can do that, guys, y'all can do this. The system isn't super complicated, but it is a time saver, and it works. It works brilliantly, right? I'm glad I did it because, like I said, we only get the hour for maybe an hour. We only get the water for about an hour to an hour and a half a day. We can't waste time going from plant to plant. We have to be able to hit all the plants at the same time with the same amount of water, which this allows us to do. Oh, and if I didn't already say it, each one of these lines have holes drilled throughout the line. I think it's 1/16 bit I used, and I just drilled along the pipe. I didn't drill a certain amount of space between each hole. I just drilled holes because I knew I don't want to have to worry about where I plant. I want to be able to come in, because if I have a gap where there's no plant and I'm like, hey, I got a plant that I can put right here, I want a hole to already be there. So I just fill this thing with these things with holes, and it helps because the entire row will get flooded. Not bad flooded, but everything would get flooded and be able to saturate into the soil, right? Instead of the plant getting minimum water, it's actually getting maximum water because it has so many holes. So that's my PVC garden sprinkler. Like I said, if you guys want me to, I will do a more in-depth video, DIY how-to. I just wanted to show you guys what we were doing to water a larger space, right? to water a larger space. So thank you guys for watching. Make sure you hit the subscribe button, the bell and everything, so that you guys can know when we have new content posted. Because like I said, we have a lot of stuff going on. We have a lot of content that we're trying to put out, because we're here and this is what we're doing, right? So you guys stay in touch, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Deuces.